What's up, guys? My camera's like not doing it so hot. My face is a mess. I'm stressed. But what's up? I am super happy to be posting another video today. It is absolutely gorgeous. And I just showered because I taught spin class this morning. Just cleaned up the house a little bit. And I just felt like I needed a shower because I was gross and sweaty. So I am hopping on here to kind of have a little conversation with you guys. My last video that I put up, I believe, was nutrition tips. I hope that was helpful. I am definitely doing another nutrition video. I just haven't had the time to like plan that out yet. But today, I really wanted to give you a chest workout. So if you do it, let me know. I was in a crunch for time and I only had about an hour and a bit to do it. So I really focused on a lot of shoulder work because that is something I really want to focus on. And I do a lot of chest flies and chest presses for my chest workouts. But I will show you that video after. What I wanted to talk about today is a lot of questions about coaching. So I feel as an in-person coach and someone who's trying to build their online coaching business, I really wanted to talk about the differences of the two and what to expect before even getting a coach. So I have my little notes right here. What to expect or what to know before you do get a coach. We are here to help you. Now, it is not cheap. And why it's not cheap is because we spend a lot of money to be able to educate ourselves. If you're a good coach, you're constantly paying to educate yourself, whether that's in nutrition, whether that's physical therapy or corrective exercise. That costs money. Now, bear in mind that if let's say you do accounting, you always have to constantly be getting those credits. But once you hit a certain point, you're pretty much okay. As for a coach, we're constantly evolving. Science is constantly changing, and there's always studies going on about our bodies. Our bodies are changing constantly, especially with medicine and all of that. Like, things are changing rapidly. So to understand that we're constantly having to pay out of pocket in order to keep up with all of this new information constantly, our prices aren't going to be cheap because we need to be able to pay our bills, be able to, enjoy life as well. We're also allowed to enjoy life, vacations and, shop and all these things like we have, and then also afford to be able to constantly educate ourselves on new information. So bear that in mind that if you're going to a coach that's like cheap, they're probably not constantly educating themselves. You're probably not going to get the best quality out of that person because they clearly have the idea or the amount of people being able to pay that and they can afford that lifestyle having those cheaper prices. Now, lucky for them. Unlucky for you because you're not going to get that accountability. You're not going to get that one-on-one interaction. You're not going to get that personal experience, although you're not paying cheaper prices, so it doesn't matter, right? So depends what you really want out of a coaching session. If you're like, I really just want program design, like it doesn't matter to me, awesome, well done. Like, you can hold yourself accountable, that's incredible. You can push yourself, that's great. But another thing to know before getting a coach is that we spend time creating those programs for you. Most of the time for the $30, $40 programs, they're handing out to everybody. So it is not specific to just you. Now, I say that you do your own. We have basic exercises that you need to learn how to do, squatting, push-ups, pull-ups, like your basic exercises. But if you have a shoulder injury, I can't do pull-ups with you. There's just no way. But how am I supposed to know that if I'm not doing anything personable with you? If I'm not creating a program, like you're gonna have to modify that on your own. And I'm not there to be able to help you if you're doing a cheaper program because I'm busy living my life and just handed out programs for you. So bear that in mind. We try to keep it up to date. We constantly try to progress you before we're constantly changing your program, whether that's a mesocycle, microcycle, and that's 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6-week programs. We're constantly trying to evolve you and see progression. That is my job, is to see you progress as an individual, as in your fitness life, based on your goals. So bear that in mind. That's why prices could be possibly high, but those are the things you want to look out for getting a coach. Someone whose prices are reasonable, not through the roof, but also understand their certifications. What do they have under their belt? Why are they so expensive? The more expensive the coach, the more qualifications they usually have. So just make sure that you check that before getting a coach as well. Why get a coach? So I always feel that people are kind of like, oh, I'm gonna do it on my own because I can look up on this influencer, and I 100% like trying to do influencing myself. But my influencing, I want to educate you, and I want to be able to provide information for you guys. Not a lot, because I obviously need a business to grow, but I want to be able to show you exercises that you can do, and the importance of those exercises, where those exercises are supposed to be targeting, how you're supposed to target them. Obviously, that's different from an in-person coach from an online coach. So why a coach is you can get program design. So it takes the guesswork out of every day. It takes the guesswork. They do measurements. Well, most of the time they do measurements. If you do in person, they do measurements. It'll hold you accountable. If you're paying for something, you're gonna show up. That would be like going to a restaurant and then not paying. You're not probably gonna get as good of a meal as if you were paying for a 5-star meal. You're paying for that service. You're paying for that kind of accountability. So just bear that in mind again when it comes to getting a coach. But really that's why you would wanna get a coach. Obviously, we can't correct ourselves, and our best friend isn't exactly a coach most of the time. So who's to say that they're gonna sit there and go, yeah, that form looks great, and then they do it bad as well. And then we end up having knee injuries, all these. Having that coach allows them to say, here's my knowledge, I'm looking at your body and your ankles are tight, your hips are tight, we need to do this mobility, and this mobility. Your ankles might be tight, which is why now your shoulder hurts. Like, you have to understand that we have gone through a whole bunch of information in order to understand how your body mechanics work, what you do for a living, why you do this exercise a certain way. I understand it. You might not understand it. Your friend might not understand it. So a lot of people are missing information, and obviously as an influencer, I'm not going to give you all this information. I'm going to promote my business because I still have bills to pay. And as much as I love making videos, you still need to be able to afford everything. So just bear that in mind when you're looking for a coach and why you want to coach. Why you want to coach? Again, accountability, program design, takes the guesswork out of things. Now, this goes to if you want an online versus an in-person coach. So an online coach essentially cannot track your form. It is your own accountability. So as an online coach, I am sure holding you accountable because you're paying for something, but you have to be able to show up for yourself. Like, you're not paying me in person, so you're not just wasting your time, you're not wasting my time, and that puts a lot of more pressure on people, which is why a lot of people love in-person coaching. Now obviously, if I want to be able to, I have the hiccups for some reason. If I want to be able to help people in, for example, I'm in Florida, but I'm in Tampa, Florida, and I don't want to help, I can't help people in Jacksonville or South Carolina or California, like people that I would love to be able to help with, who would love to work with me. That is where online coaching is gonna go. Now, I'm not saying don't try an in-person coach, because I love in-person coaching. I actually prefer in-person coaching, but there are some people out there who are like, I just want a program design, honey. I don't need you to do, like, I can hold myself accountable, and that's amazing. So that is something like where people kind of want to have at-home workouts, or I don't have the time to be able to, like, I need to be able to get a 30-minute workout in at home because while my kid's asleep, because I work a full-time job and I'm a single mom, or I'm a single dad, and like I have all these things going on, and everyone has all these things going on. So that allows you to kind of have that knowledge taken for you, and that takes the guesswork out of everything, and you have something to go into. You know what you're going to do, you know the timing, you know the reps, you know what weight you should be at, as long as it's a good online coach and you're tracking. So keep that in mind for online coaching. You probably won't push yourself as much online. Just putting that out there. Only I say that because as a coach, I'm like, okay, that exercise looks really easy for you in person. I can see that progression going forward, or I'm tracking your weight for you so you don't have that additional tracking. So I can push yourself like, okay, we've been doing leg press at this weight for the last 2 to 3 weeks. Now we're gonna progress further into our next cycle. So keeping that exercise, but now I'm gonna progress you. So that is something online versus in person. I can obviously in person track your progress. I obviously can be there to see your physical form. I'm gonna be there showing you mobility work, how it's supposed to look, physically correcting you in that. Again, I'm probably gonna push you harder than an online coach is gonna be. Obviously, as an in-person coach, that accountability that I mentioned, and in person, if you had any questions from an exercise that you did on your own, you can come to me on our next session and have me look at that, and I can answer questions for you, or I'm there always in person to be able to help nutrition questions and all of that. So bear that in mind when you're doing different kind of coaching coach hunting, online versus in person. Obviously, I am trying to grow both of my businesses of online and in person because I feel that I can help other people. I just can't help the world if I don't go online, kind of thing. So just bear that in mind when you're getting a coach or looking for a coach. There's a lot of things that you need to hold yourself accountable and like really look and study for that. Don't be afraid to ask a coach for their certification if it's online. I honestly like truly feel that you can ask for that certification. They can send you a picture of it. Obviously, have discernment when you're picking a coach. Not everyone you're going to love, obviously. So just bear that in mind, but do understand that that's why prices are really high. And if it's a low price, they're probably not going to hold you as accountable or do all the extra steps compared to a different kind of program or a price, depending on the coach. Some coaches really tap a limit on how many people they're gonna help online, which is something that I would do, versus in person. I have also a limit of how many people and how much time I can spend with you. So bear that in mind, and obviously, if you're looking to get a coach, don't hesitate. Go to your gym and ask for a coach, ask for the pricing, like look and educate yourself on that as well, because if you're a busy person and you're like, I don't have time to program design, I don't understand program design, people think that they can go online and look at a program, but it's completely different for every person. So bear that in mind when you're looking at online versus in person, and obviously pricing of coaching. Look at what they're gonna provide for you and what you're looking for out of your whole lifestyle, because this is more than just, I'm gonna wake up and go work out. Like, it is a mental thing, it is a proper physical thing. It helps you in your day-to-day life, when you're sitting, when you're, you know, coming down playing with your grandkids. Like, just bear that in mind, that this fitness lifestyle is a lifestyle. It's not just a, I'm gonna do this for 20 years and then once I get old, keep going. So I hope that was really helpful. It was kind of really quick. I was expecting it to be a little longer, but if you guys have any questions, please don't be afraid to ask any questions in the comments below. You can also follow my Instagram. I'm also gonna put that down, or put it down here, I don't know. If you guys try out this chest workout, let me know. I was gonna do like a form check on it, but I think I might do that on the next chest workout when I feel like I have a bit more time, because I do have program designing to do for my current clients. So yeah. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I don't really have anything going on today, so I'm probably gonna finish watching Yellowstone, which is mind-blowing. If you've watched it and you've kind of, don't tell me anything. I'm on season 4. I just have the last season to go, but yeah. So without further ado, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Please let me know if you enjoy this information kind of videos. I'm not going to do them all the time, but I hope you enjoyed the chest workout as well. I'm actually going to cook breakfast. It is 1 o'clock. It is literally 1 o'clock. But anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful day.
I know you've been hurt, I know that you're trying. The bus is complaining, your phone's always ringing. Outside there's the cold wind, inside the monotony. Baby, we need an exit from this. Honey, we need that sweet release. I know it will feel them, the electric feelings. You and me all night, yeah, be alright. If you close your eyes, so close your eyes. Feel the sunlight, baby, we'll fly to my dreams.